Oh, bro, this content's got out the window already.
Hello and welcome. Yes, what a great start. Welcome back to the Nexus podcast. Today we have set 5 review for red and purple with some guests in a special location. So I think we're gonna start there. Harry, where are you? What are you up to?
Yes,
Who are you
I'm
with?
with two of the Rangers. We've got Willie and Connor here. As it's set 5, thought there should be 5 of us, and we're chilling in Willie's hot tub in Norway.
We are all 3 members of the Shaffic Rangers, if you've ever seen Harry
Yes,
Potter.
straight from the
That
mat.
might be why you reckon.
Straight from the mat.
But we're chilling. How about you, man?
Yeah,
How you doing?
all good, all good. It's great to get started with the set 5 review. I think we were waiting for all the cards to be revealed. Quite a lot to talk about. Kieran, how do you feel about it?
Well, we're gonna hop in.
Yeah, let's do it.
Not gonna spoil it now, mate.
Let's do it. So today we're looking at red.
Yep.
And purple. So we start with we have a couple of vanillas. Is it worth it going through the vanillas? Do we have any key family to review, or?
Hey, it might not be a family, but this is like over Raptidon on Rain Needle. Like, don't sleep on it.
Yeah.
This is probably the best one, but it's still not amazing.
Hey, don't knock it until you get beaten by it in next event. Red aggro.
True.
Poison lizard.
Yeah.
Trader deck.
Nah, Red Poison ain't a deck, but I think whenever you see a 1-cost 1 reduction, it's always like something to get.
I think when you see a vanilla, surely the most exciting thing is the spirit type, but these aren't particularly exciting.
None of these are great.
Yeah. The next one's kind of interesting though, because if you move on to it, so they've been releasing like one crap Skyfang card every single set recently. So like this is I think this is the 5th or 6th Skyfang, which is still shit. So
it's always a 4-drop with 3 reduction in mid stats. Just the same card.
Nothing.
I mean, two cores 5k.
Maybe they'll release like an Exodia boss monster, like you have them all, you win.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
It's literally Bearded Eagle but worse. It has the same stats as Bearded Eagle.
Go on, Harry. You playing this in your Star Dragon deck?
Yeah, there you go.
Definitely not. There are some. I think all of the Star Dragons are like kind of niche. Maybe you might chuck them in, but probably not. This is the most probably not of the probably nots. Like, 4 is not good.
I mean, like,
pretty dead.
if you want 4, just play Andrometheus from the structure deck, right?
Yeah, and if you want the confront, just Andromeda. Like, it's not good.
No.
Or even try Sarah. Like, just smash it in.
Well, we're starting well with this review. We're just
Emperor Beast with Awaken foe. Look out.
This
Another
guy.
extreme unexciting card.
Yeah, pretty mid.
Yeah.
No, pretty bad actually. Not even mid.
I mean, Emperor Beast is in the deck, right? And Awaken's terrible. So
I thought Awaken was reserved to Star Dragons and.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh.
Yeah.
That's what we all thought.
They also give it 2 shit cards.
And this is one of the surveyors. So this is an interesting kind of tribe, I would say. It looks like aggro, right? Because they like discount on every color and they synergize with each other. This one has a during your attack step effect on level 2 and 3 on 3 and 4 cores. It says when one of your Surveyor spirits attacks, gives 2000 BP during the battle. Then if you have 2 or fewer cards on your hand, draw a card. So every Surveyor has a bit of like a in-theme color effect. Yeah. Kieran, what do you think about this in particular and Surveyors in general? I'm curious.
This is probably one of the best ones. The problem with the Surveyors is they have that like unfortunate 3 cores for level 2 is actually quite a lot. Especially in this kind of like aggro tempo style deck. And it has to. I mean, at least it draws the card on attack declaration. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Surveyors as a whole is a bit weird. Like you have to play all 4 of them, like 4 copies of all of them, which is like 24. And then you're in a bit of a weird situation with the other cards. It's if it gets going, it's pretty scary, but then it does get blown out by, I mean, Ira, Raging Tide blows up the whole board. It's a bit unfortunate, but yeah. I mean, the blue one, which we'll get onto like in the blue one, but like the blue one, just as a quick spoiler, like it lets all your surveyors become the highest level whenever a surveyor attacks. So I guess it sets it up, but I don't know, man. 3 cores for level 2 is really unfortunate.
Harry, what do you think? Do you like this this tribe?
I think it's cool. Like the white one protects from destruction effects via spirits, right? So
yeah.
That's good for protecting against Ira and Hydra. But as Kieran says, like
Oh, the Norway connection.
Just do it as a couple of turns setting up, and then just aggro out like all the surveyors when they're free to play, start swinging. But
I think
yeah.
what we know about the deck type as of now, it's not a competitive deck. Like it seems like a fun deck to say the least.
Yeah, it's a fun deck.
There's no X rare or support for surveyors.
Right? One note about the surveyors is that each one doesn't have a reduction. Like the reduction doesn't count for its own color. So like the red one doesn't have a red symbol, the blue one doesn't have a blue reduction, etc., etc. So you can't just like spam the same color. If having the same color one is actually really bad. So.
What about this spiritual kind of replacement for Oviraptodon?
That's true.
Yeah.
Terrasaur.
It is. As Astral as well, level 3.
1, 4, 2, yeah, it has Astral on 5 cores though. Like,
yeah,
that's a lot.
It's an end of game push, right? Like this card at end game just kind of turns into an unblockable, in theory.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about Astral as its own keywords. Maybe, I don't know, we keep it for the longer podcast. But yeah, is this card like good enough to play main in like an aggro deck maybe, or in a new Gigano?
Surely that's the position. What's the cover card of the set? Was she just Astral number 1, is she?
The 4-drop X-ray, yeah. The paperclip go.
I think
that
I
one's
would
just
imagine
like...
that she would take the place
it's
of
just yeah.
She's next.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say the other card is probably like maybe in Terrasaurs you play that card just because like
sure.
it's in family.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, moving to the next Skybinder, right?
Yeah, we can talk about her.
So Skybinders as a whole, like Astral, or if you played any other card game like Flying, that's their main gimmick. Like offensive flying, defensive flying, or reach, whatever. Like, I mean, so she's pretty spicy because she's got Astral at level 1, 2, and 3, which is pretty unique, I think, to the X-Rays themselves. So I think already she's good, but she kind of has this weird problem with like her family's not that great. Like Dragonoid isn't a deck. Hasn't been, still isn't. But the second effect, the 3 cores and 5 cores, which is still kind of expensive, but when she attacks, you pop a 3k or less spirit, and then you gain 2 cores back from your trash into your reserve. Kind of like Liberian. I think that was the card from White in set 1. On attack, gain back a core. Yeah, but you can't choose the soul core, unlike Liberian, where you wanted the soul core.
But the
I mean,
Astral
Harry, what do you
level
think?
1, 2, 3 is pretty neat. Like, you think we're gonna see some double art action, Harry?
I mean, one thing to quickly just digest, but like, one thing, whenever you see an Astral card, you have to make sure if it says during opponent's attack phase or during your attack phase, because they are very different meanings, obviously. But this one's just offensive and defensive. Would you put this in Ira, Harry?
Well, yeah, like, me and Connor didn't really like this, but I think Willie made a good case for it. In a more aggressive tempo sort of red. It's kind of reminiscent of Blaze Dragonoid, which is a card that we really like. It's just sort of missing a couple things. Like, if you had a good way to take advantage of the cores that you get back on the swing, then it would be like a really legit tempo deck, and this adds to that. Obviously, the Astral's good, so in some environments, I think this can be really sweet. But I think, as you said, it's sort of just like missing things right now to push it over the edge.
Isn't it like
I think
Astral's not that common? Like, it's just
it's like Joker.
On one certainly, yeah.
Yeah, I think
I
what they're
personally don't
planning to
see-
do is they're trying to build a storyline in the next few sets. So like Skybinder
Yeah.
and Light Guiders, they're gonna
Yeah.
like be in every set, I think, for the next few sets. So
Interesting.
right now, Skybinders can be a deck. I don't think it's good. But look at this card in like 3 sets time or something, you know.
How many hair clip out of 10 are we giving?
Oh, that clip is so bad, man.
We're not giving scores, but I think like we're giving like I think like it's hard to give scores right now because
It is.
obviously
Battle
there's-
Spirit is a weird kind of game to give scores on. I feel like I think it's just more about like synergy and cards. 'Cause,
this one is interesting, I think.
all your Skybinders get Awaken at 1, 2, and 3. Only during your turn, though. That's actually quite big, by the way. So you can't do any like during the opponent's attack phase. You can't do any shenanigans because it's only during your. That's actually worse than I thought it was. And it's got Astral
true,
with
but
5
it has
cores.
Astral as well. So yeah, I don't know.
I don't know
like-
if Star Dragons really get that many cores though when you think about it. I think they're quite. Star Dragons do. I mean, Harry. I mean, you're the Star Dragon player, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know about this card.
I think like I said earlier, like there are sort of like splash Star Dragons that you put in an Ira deck, let's say, just to pad it out. Like I ran vanilla Nebula Dragon at Wolves. And so this is kind of comparable to that, where it's like on the one hand the Nebula Dragon does double damage but can be blocked, whereas this is Astral, can't be blocked, but so yeah, I think it sort of sits in that spot. Like you might tech it as a one-of in an Ira build, but I don't think it's really doing too much otherwise.
I think it's probably the worst tech you could probably put in. Like even people put like Dark Worm or Nebula. Like I think those are even better. I think this is probably terrible.
Yeah, again, I don't know, man. It really depends like how the meta evolves and how many Skybinder are going to be around. Because I mean, you are playing against someone that has 5 lives. If you have like 2 unblockable on board, that's
I think
poop.
5 cores for the Astral is just too much. I think.
It can awaken the cause onto itself,
But
though,
it can awake.
to help.
Only during
And
your
they can
turn
keep you
first.
out.
No,
Yeah,
but I mean, like as a defensive Astral, it can't do any Awaken plays.
No,
Like,
I definitely no. I'm
Yeah.
purely talking about like offensive plays. Like again, like it has
just don't-
4 reductions. You can drop it for 2, and then
I just think the problem is like Ira doesn't need that, right? Like
No. I'm talking.
It blows up.
Exclusively
I mean, that-
on like a Skybinder list. You know.
Oh no,
Like,
no, there's way better. There's way better
Swings,
Skybinders.
Get scored back. You can awaken. I don't know. I think.
Can't convince me. Can't convince me. There's
I
better.
see.
There's better Skybinders.
Well, this was the purely red package. Now we get into... No, actually, I lied. There's some other purely red cards, but...
This is sorted by family, by the way, not by color.
I see. Okay, so we are moving into... we're still in... Like, we're in terrasaur area, and we have...
That's a blue reduction, by the way.
Reduction.
Red blue.
Yeah, blue reduction with a new keyword, chain. Chain means that there's an effect on the card that will be activated when the condition is met if there is a card of that color on the field. So there's
No. Symbol, not color. It's very specific.
Yes, yeah. I meant the same thing, but it's a card of a color has a symbol of that color to me.
Yeah, it's because there's some like red purple cards with only one red symbol or one purple symbol, not both.
I see.
So you have to pay attention to the symbol in this set.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I'm sure we're gonna get like some people confused, but when destroyed, it says you may select one of your opponent's spirits. That spirit cannot block during this turn, and then chain blue, which reads, if you have a blue symbol, also activate the following effect. So when I said card, it's because a blue symbol can be from a Nexus as well, right? Other than spirit.
Yeah.
Select a Nexus card from your trash and return it to your hand. So there's kind of like a combination of like a red mechanic and obviously a blue mechanic. And it's on terrasaur. So is this
it's weird because there's no blue reds terrasaur synergy.
Right.
It's a bit weird, this card.
There's no blue red, as in like There's no.
There's
There's blue, red,
there's blue, red, but there's not like this is where the synergy stops.
Yeah.
Is it not just a utility piece for both decks? It could go into a blue deck or into a red deck. You can still get red Nexuses back with it. In a terrasaur.
Yeah, but you need the chain blue, so I guess you need to be splashing some kind of blue.
Ah, fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we know like blue has, you know, like effects and mechanics that resolve into destroying your nexuses. So, you know, this can kind of like toolbox, bring them back. But yeah, I've not really looked into like what kind of like synergies you can build.
The when destroyed's also a bit awkward, right? Because it's like it's a when destroyed, the spirit can't block. So defensively it does completely nothing. So it's an offensive. I mean, what it's meant to be is I attack. If you take it, you lose a life. If you kill it, you lose a blocker, and I gain an Nexus back.
Yeah.
But that seems fine.
Yeah, it's more valuable
it's a weird
than
card.
taking a life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the best use case for it, I think, because Seabed is a relatively popular tech in Ira, and this is just when destroyed, not when destroyed by opponent. So maybe on the turn you drop Ira if you've got Seabed out, you'll pop everything except for their double symbol, and then stun it with this so it can't block, so you can get the swing in with Ira.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. Yeah.
But I don't think that makes it worth running loads of in.
Yeah. That's a good.
It's a versatile enough card where it might see experimentation across different decks, but like it doesn't scream like there's no obvious place for it specifically.
Yeah.
Maybe in an hybrid Gigano Ira list, you know.
I just think I think what Hari said is like a synergy where you don't make your deck worse, you just splash that guy in and maybe he does something.
Yeah.
Well, we have another terrasaur, but it's a red purple card. A terrasaur undead, Grave Megalo. It has two effects. One on level 1, 2, 3, when summoned, select one of your opponent's spirit, remove all but one core from it, and place them into their reserve. And then when the spirits attack level 2 and 3 on 3 and 4 cores, select one of your opponent's spirit with 3000 or fewer BP and destroy it. So again, combining kind of the mechanics of the two colors. Yeah, what do we think about this card?
I mean, I think what you have to mention is about the reduction in the symbol, because this is the first dual symbol card we've looked at so far. So it does provide a reduction for either purple or red, not both, unfortunately. And also, like this card can go down to costing 1 if everything gets set up.
That can be huge.
It's a cool card because in theory, when the thing goes down to 1 core, you should be able to pop it with the 2 and 3. But it's a bit unfortunate that like that if the second effect said remove a core or something, like this card would be really great and insane because it does everything in 1. But yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one.
Play this? Red and purple is your favorite combo, right?
It is. I'm leaving this particular thing. Like I think it's there to set up the boss monster, which we'll get into later, no doubt, which is very exciting. This helps that card, and as Kieran says, like it can be very cheap to get out, but you aren't really getting anything for it. Like if it had a good when destroyed effect, it would be definitely playable in that deck. But yeah,
I mean, you'll probably guarantee playing it in the purple red terrasaur deck just because of the dual reduction symbol.
Yeah.
We have another terrasaur.
Hey, it's a terrasaur, so I put it in.
6 cost 3 reduction, vanilla. Nothing crazy.
No, this card's not seen play.
Yeah.
They could have given it after for the 3.
Then we have the big boy himself, I think. Well, I really like this, and the next one.
Next set's the big boy, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this guy looks so cool, though. Dinosaur Knight Dentus, 6 cost, 4 reduction, 2 red, 2 purple, 1 symbol red. During either attack step, it has an immortal for cost 3 or 7, and when destroyed, level 1, 2, and 3, apologies, select one of your terrasaur or shadow spirit. It gains confront and 5000 BP during this turn. Also, there's a chain with purple, so if there's a purple symbol, also activates this card. Discard the top 2 cards of your deck and draw a card. So this guy does a lot of things.
He already does a lot by himself. He's absolutely fantastic when combined with the other purple-red boss monster. They're really, really synergistic and both really good independently as well.
Yeah.
I think the cool thing about this guy is how he actually immortals off of Beldegor.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably the most playable immortal, neutrally speaking, since
That is
Beldegor.
so true. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
The Wind Destroy's a bit gimmicky, but that chain purple is kind of nice. Like I do like the kind of draw one. I think it is a bit of an awkward one about like it has to die and then you get confront and 5k BP.
Yeah.
But I think strictly speaking, because of the immortal and the chain, it probably sees play. I mean, 4 copies in the Terrasaur Shadow deck or whatever, you know.
Will we finally see a reanimate being played? That's the big question.
Probably not, because reanimate 5
yeah.
5 or less.
So if you use this, the 7-drop, at the start of your attack step, pop the 6-drop, summon the 7-drop. 6 drops when destroyed effect to make the 7-drop 5k more in confront.
Yeah, and then it's correct? Assuming that it's level 2, it's confronting twice and burning 2 of their life with a 5k buff, right?
Yeah, 13k confront.
I thought it was level 3. It got 2 attacks.
Yeah. So what we're saying is on this brutal dino, so cost 7, 4 reduction, 1 symbol, counting for red or purple, and it says during your attack step with no level, at the start of the step, you may summon the spirit from your trash. If you do, select one of your spirits and destroy it. So obviously you can summon it. You still need to pay the cost, right? And then it says level 2 and 3, 3 and 5 cores. When the spirit is blocked, place a core from your opponent's life into their reserve. If the spirit has higher BP than the blocking spirit. And finally, when the spirits attack a level 3, when the battle ends once per turn, refresh the spirit. So yeah, I think you can do that. So what Harry, you were asking is, start at the start of the attack step, I summon this, I destroy this, I give it plus 5k and confront to this. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's pretty much the design of the combo. Or are we missing something, Kieran?
Which is really good.
That's what it's intended to be. I mean, this guy's incredible.
Yeah.
Like, what I like about him is that the revival effect isn't attribute locked. It's not type locked.
Yeah.
If you want to play this even in Ira, go ahead. Like, sometimes you want to convert your crappy Rubeus into a Trinosaurus or whatever. You can.
Yeah. That's crazy that this guy comes back. Like.
Yeah, in purple you can convert your crappy Shaznik with no other serpent into this guy. You know what I mean? Like, you can convert him even with 1 copy in the graveyard. Like, that's a permanent threat for your opponent.
Could you also, if you have 2 in the trash or 3, right, and you can pay for them, could you like summon this, destroying another spirit, and then summon another one, destroy this, and then summon this?
Hey, turn player picks the orders of stuff. You can do that. But like, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah, like. The biggest weakness of this deck is definitely the fact it's got no core generation built into it, and like this is a very hefty combo to revive him, and then he needs to be level 3 or level 2. Like,
it is worth mentioning as well. These are purple cards as well. So when you're destroying the spirit on the field to bring back, there's the possibility that you're going to gain advantage from your other purple synergies.
I mean, if you do it during the attack step, rotting swamp jaws, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, that's huge.
The potential is massive.
Red is
this is just so sick. It is my favorite card in year 2.
I will say it's a shame that it doesn't have an SPR or full art at all. Like,
we didn't see that. Going on, we have vanilla 1 cost 0 reduction. We can skip. This guy's my favorite card.
I will say the previous one. Like, the thing to note is that it does have dual reduction.
Yeah. It has the split symbol, which is worth thinking about.
That is true, yeah. Okay. Sorry,
it's a shadow.
It is. Okay. It's fair.
It's like a footnote.
Which makes sense for you know, a dual color deck, definitely you want those cards that provide, you know, either one or the other reduction. Very flexible.
And in this particular deck as well, the purple red, like just getting the reduction out early and then you sack it off for the 7-drop, like it's probably fine.
Yeah,
probably fine.
But this guy is so cool. Crimson Knight, 3 cost, 2 reduction. While it attacks, it has Curse, a level 1 and 2, level 2, 3 cores, while this spirits attack Confront. So a Confront Curse. So pretty much, you know, easy removal. Love the art, love the concept. I don't know, am I missing something?
With the split symbol as well,
Yeah.
the dual symbol.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
good.
Super versatile. Can come down turn 1, gives you, you know, 1 of each color.
Yeah.
Very, very powerful card.
Yeah. Kieran, any comment on this?
I think it's a bit overhyped. It reads really cool, Curse Confront, but like I think the problem I don't like with it is the fact that, you know, if you wanna, let's say you play this turn 1, your opponent plays a spirit, and for some reason they don't attack with it immediately. Like if you wanna kill the opposing spirit, you're gonna have to dedicate your entire turn to ramping this guy up to 3 cores and then swing with the Curse Confront.
Yeah,
so I think it's a
good
bit
point.
slow. And no, I think its families just kind of suck as well. Like Emperor Beast and Shadow is a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, it
Both
doesn't,
aren't really relevant at
yeah,
all.
doesn't give it anything.
Again, I'm just trying to see like both pros and cons. You know, play devil's advocate a little bit on the card.
Yeah.
I don't think it's. I think it's a bit
Obviously.
overhyped.
We have another split symbol, Megatsu Dragoon, Ancient Dragon. Sure. Doesn't look like an ancient. During your turn, level 1 and 2, the first time a spirit card is placed into your trash each turn, the spirits gains Confront and 3000 BP during this turn. Yeah.
Hey, it's cute.
Yeah.
It's pretty decent.
Yeah, like it's one of the better like pack fillers, I guess.
Yeah.
Like it does something.
It is a
Volcanic Canyon proc this.
Yeah.
Like Volcanic Canyon does proc this as well. Like if you discard it, which is kind of nice.
We have a guest that will have to politely ask to drop. Love you, Ali.
I don't think you realized we were recording.
Yeah. So, and then we have Flame Disaster, 7 cost, 3 reduction. Main and Flash, select one of your opponent's spirits with 6000 or fewer BP and destroy it. I mean, we've seen this card before.
Guys.
We've seen these cards before. It's limited to 1. It costs a bit less, but yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I don't think it's his play.
No.
Even Vault Breakout 1, like even Vault Breakout 1's not seeing play, man. Like
yeah, we can skip over that pretty quickly. So we are into the magic cards. 4 cost, generate fire, 2 reduction. Main, we have a destroy nexus that costs 3 or fewer. That is not red. Don't know why. That's a thing. Main
is it
Flash.
Destroy A or Destroy All?
Destroy all nexuses. Well, I guess. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, okay. I see it now. I thought it was destroy a nexus. Destroy all nexus because there are few that are not red. Okay, this, and then it has a main Flash, has a BP boost of 3000. This is actually interesting. I definitely misread that, and I misread it twice because I read the first time as a destroy A, and now again a destroy A. So destroy all nexuses. I mean, we've seen more nexuses that cost 3 or fewer. You know, blue has a few. Green for sure has some annoying ones. All colors now have 3 cost nexuses, but I mean, this is probably you know, tech card, right? That we side.
I don't think
viable side card for Hydra.
Yeah, I mean, even then, only against Hydra, it only hits 1 nexus more specifically, and that's Seabed, which any nexus removal does it. Like,
yeah,
I don't think this card's seeing play at all, but I think this card is like now red has it. It's something to think about, like moving forward. Like that's what this card is.
Hellcrack. 5 cost, 4 reduction, 2 red and 2 purple. Has a burst. When you lose life, select 2 of your opponent's spirits, remove 1 core from each of them, and place them into your opponent's reserve. You may pay the card's cost to activate the main effect. The main effect is select one of your opponent's nexuses and destroy it. This one is pretty good as a good anti-aggro card that can kind of ruin the tempo of some of more aggressive decks maybe. What do you think
Purple
about
gets
this?
Nexus removal.
Yeah, and purple gets a Nexus removal. That's true.
I did a set 5 review with R2 and Aaron the other day, and this was like the very first card that we gave like a 5-star rating out of
Wow.
5. Like, it's just really good. It's anti-aggro when you need. Like, the problem with Burning Force is like, yes, it can be anti-aggro, but like your opponent can play around giving you enough cores to resolve it. This card, you just slam into your burst, and if they're like trying to be really aggro, well, they can't be. It's cool. Purple gets extra removal.
Yeah, do you always use it instead of Burning Force? How are we gonna like split?
I think if you're doing the red purple deck, you do. Like, this is the cheapest next removal in the game. It can go down to 1 if you're playing that dual color deck.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you think, Harry? You're the red player.
No, yeah, it's really good. I think just from all points of view, like purple's historically struggled in terms of anti-aggro spells. This covers it up really nicely. Like doing this from burst against most aggro decks is blowout.
Yeah.
And then a lot of utility in other matchups as well. Like again against Hydra, let's say you do it from burst, you might switch off Hydra's raid or kill the thing that's doing the last bit of damage, like the floating Polon or Frog. Like it's got a lot of applications.
I think this card existing is a much bigger buff for purple.
Yeah.
Like,
Then red,
because purple, like historically, the cheapest next removal was Feral Slash for everyone.
Yeah.
Which was still 4, and that had like a limit. That had like a cap on how much it could pop. This is like this can go down to 3 for purple, and it has no cap on what it can pop. And if you do need the anti-aggro tool, it's there as well. I think purple. This is a huge buff for purple. For red, I don't think you're crazy about this card, personally.
Let's move on to Dino Reborn. 4 cost, 2 reduction red, 1 purple. So it can cost as low as 1 in main. Draw card. Simple as. But chain purple. So if we have a purple symbol, it says you may select a terrasaur or shadow spirit card from your trash and return it to your hand. It also has a main flash BP boost of 3000. What do you think about this card? I mean, cycle itself.
I don't know if it sees play. Like, it reads really well, but like when you think about spell, like one of the best things about playing purple is you get to play Deadly Balance, Doubly Deadly, Core Theft. The best thing about red is you get to play Starbless Draw and Burning Force. Like,
Ancient Draw.
Is there room for this cards? Yeah, Ancient. I mean, I don't think you play Ancient Draw on like the red Dino deck, but like, is there room for this card to exist when all those cracked spells are already in the game?
Yeah, I mean, you say that, but like, do you not play Ira in that deck still? And
I don't think you do.
No. Okay.
I mean, like, unless you're like doing like Grey Ira, maybe that's the package.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Ira is still like so strong. It's crazy.
I know. I fully agree. Maybe you do like Grey Ira, but I think this card just has no room. I mean, Hari, like, I don't know how you feel, but I think Ira's like spell lineup is pretty tight as it is. Like,
yeah, I would agree with your sentiment of it reads really well, but is just outcompeted by the things that currently exist. If Starbless Draw gets banned, then you know.
We might consider. Onto the Nexuses, the highest peak. 4 cost, 2 reduction, level 1 with 0 cores, and level 2, all of your spirits gain 1000 BP. And level 2 with 1 core, during your attack step, when one of your spirit is blocked, you may remove any number of cores from this Nexus and place them onto the block spirit. So essentially you can awaken from this Nexus one of your spirit. Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's probably not see. It's probably not see you play, but
not great. I mean, red has so many like good Nexuses. And then we have a split symbol, purple red Nexus, Ferocious Prison. When placed, level 1 and 2, 0 core, level 1, you may discard a card. If you do, select 2 of your opponent's spirits with 2000 of your BP and destroy them. Level 2 with 3 cores, during your end step, if a spirit has been destroyed this turn, draw a card at the start of the step. So, some synergies, for sure. Quite expensive to keep 3 cores on it.
I mean, we really spoke about the deck having a bit of a ramp problem in terms of core generation. I mean, I think if you're doing that purple Terrasaur deck, you need to play this card because the split symbol.
Yeah.
It doesn't do much, but I think like if you're playing against aggro, you're like, oh cool, I've got a when placed effect that actually does something against your deck. Because Nexuses have typically not been that great in aggro because they're a bit slow, but at least this does something. It's a weird card, right? Like that's
it is.
Yeah.
The art
I don't
is
know how
cool,
much I like
so
it.
maybe you need to play it for the art. Harry, what do you think?
Yeah, like there are some of the other split symbol nexuses that have much better effects. Like the purple yellow one is really good and has the split symbol. This, as Kieran says, like you probably would be playing it purely for the split symbol. Is it out competing things like Volcanic Canyon, Rotting Swamp, which are just much better cards in that deck overall? Probably not, but you probably do run some number of this just for the tempo of you play it turn one and then stuff.
I mean, what I mean, from first impression, like what would your lineup be in that kind of red? Like, let's say you're playing that red purple Terrasaur deck. What Nexus lineup are you using? You know, like
wait. We need to save that for our deck profile that we want to build. So
that's true. Wait to the deck profile.
We wanna start building some new decks for set 5. So stay tuned for that. I think we can wrap it up for today for red purple. Any final thoughts? Like how is red and red purple position in set 5, guys?
Hey, no Ira support. I'm happy.
That's a good point.
Minimal. I think like there was at least one card missing, I think, but it wasn't that relevant. It was just like an 8-drop Star Dragon that didn't really do anything. But still, yeah, I mean, I like red purple. I think it looks jokes. I don't think that it's necessarily out competing Ira Hydra. I'll probably make a discussion for when we're done with Step 5 reviews anyway as to whether anything can dethrone Ira and Hydra, but I'm certainly going to be giving red purple a go. I love that 7 drops.
So good.
Do you think it's fair to say it's a start, but all the components aren't there yet as well? Like it's a starting point for that type of
I think from the first initial reaction, I think this feels like more of an addition to set 4, not really the next step forward. It feels like it's adding on. Power wise, at least.
Well, this concludes red and red purple. I think we have some initial thoughts, interesting thoughts on the color combination. We are gonna see you guys in the next color set 5 review. But for now, that's the Nexus out. Everyone, say goodbye.